On November 13th, Felix Unger was asked to remove himself from his place of residence.
Uh-oh.
That request came from his wife.
Not good.
Deep down, he knew he was right.
Correct.
But he also knew that someday he would return to her.
Bad thinking.
With nowhere else to go, he appeared at the home of his friend Oscar Madison.
Bad thinking.
Several years earlier, Madison's wife had thrown him out, requesting that he never return. Can two divorced men share an apartment without driving each other crazy?
Not a shot. Thank you, Mr. Drew Brees, number 9. It is indeed New Orleans, Louisiana. Drew Brees is right. A hot summer-like Monday afternoon. Forget about the calendar. What's the calendar? Summer solstice, I guess, is like June 21st or June 22nd, something like that. The summer solstice, the official calendar. Where are we, in Quebec? Are we like in Boston, Minneapolis? Summer started a few weeks ago. I kind of break it down by months. I don't know about you as a New Orleanian. I look at like September and October and November. Those are like fall months. And then December, January, February are our winter. March, April, May, kind of our spring and our summer. June, July, August. Now, we've got 2 seasons, 6 months of non-summer, 6 months of summer. But trying to break it down 3 months each, sort of. That's always how I broke it down. September comes rolling around, football season. I consider that like fall. I don't consider that late summer. Anyway, so forget the calendar and summer solstice, heat and humidity. Summer has officially arrived. It's arrived, a little taste the last few weeks. But now we're consistently getting the, high 70s, low 80s when you wake up. You can wake up at 11 at night, 2 in the morning, for some reason see like a temperature reading in New Orleans. It's 83 degrees at like 2 a.m. We're kind of in that time slot now, that part of the year. Summertime. High 70s, low 80s to start each day. High 70s, low 80s to start every day. And then highs in the mid to high 90s. And then that feels like gimmick. You know how that works. 94 degrees right now, feels like 101. And that's with low 51% humidity. Think if the humidity's at 70, 80%. It's going to be like feels like 108. Anyway, heat and humidity week, summer, full-blown arrival. It has come. Well, I don't see any end in sight until like September, October. Might get that like threat of rain when it doesn't rain and a little breeze comes blowing maybe out of the north and that kind of gimmick. Now, with all of that said, at about 11:15 this morning, I went to Fausto's on Vets and I sat outside. And the weather said 90 degrees, feels like 97. And the humidity was 70-something%. And I was talking to some folks over at Fausto's. I was like, guys, trust me, it's not 90, feels like 97. Because I couldn't sit out here for 3 minutes, much less the last 25 or 30 that I've been sitting out here. No, they had a nice breeze blowing. At least half the time, if not more, clouds kind of covering the sun. And I was not perspiring or sweating at all. And I was like, kind of crazy. I'm eating outside at Fausto's in mid-June in New Orleans. And it wasn't really a threat of rain or any of that. But no, I pulled it off. But I'll tell you what, by like noon, as I was kind of talking to some other folks and leaving, I was like, getting a little warm now. Anyway, you got outdoor dining still possible, especially evenings, like after 7:30 or so. But sometimes even early lunch, like I pulled off at Fausto's today, like a fluke. You just got to feel it out, dude. Monday afternoon, New Orleans, feels like 101. Slidell feels like 101. Lakefront 103. Gulfport 104. Bogalusa 104. Ouch. Those are some harsh feels like temperatures. Hey, the Rouse's Markets phone lines are open. Jason, a.k.a. the Ragin' Cajun, a.k.a. the Man in Black, wearing a large, full-length black trench coat right now. And I just call it like his Abraham Lincoln hat. It's a top hat that's at least 18 inches tall, and it's made out of like a beaver pelt, like old school 1800s. Jason claims he killed it himself as a Ute. Quote, as a Ute. Anyway, he's fielding your phone calls at 504-766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Love to hear from you. Father's Day's this Sunday. Look, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't mind getting a Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. I would love 60-minute, 90-minute massage. Someone massaging my neck and back and arms and hands and feet and legs. Are you kidding me? Love it. I'd love a facial. I don't know if I've ever had a facial. I know I've had a 90-minute massage at the Mid-City Woodhouse on several occasions. No, guys would love that. You know if your guy would love that. Woodhouse Day Spa, 5 area locations, ladies. Father's Day is this Sunday. Pamper him at the Woodhouse. Ladies, do the right thing. Get him, a day of relaxation and get yourself a day of relaxation, and you guys go together. You're in on his gift. How smart is that? I'm with you, ladies. Father's Day this Sunday. Take care of him. 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations, Mid-City, New Orleans, Metairie near North Kenner. They're in Mandeville. They're in Slidell. They're in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana. 2 South Shore locations, 2 North Shore locations, Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana. WoodhouseSpas.com, the website. WoodhouseSpas.com. Father's Day Sunday. I'll get you jump started. I've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates, some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift cards. Yucca, Maine. Where does that come from, that dish? Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. Hey, no intranet device, no search engines on these trivia questions. 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse Day Spas out there. We're not going to let you cheat and use the intranet device. Yucca, Maine. Where's that come from? Known for producing the first granulated sugar in Louisiana. Some might consider that a boring question. I don't consider it boring. Known for producing the first granulated sugar in Louisiana. Did I just give a hint there a second ago? 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse Day Spa can be yours. Fox 8 report, Mid-City neighborhood beyond frustrated on 18 years of the old Lindy Boggs Hospital sitting just blighted right there. Bienville at Doc Francis Parkway. Speaking of that story, which we will discuss, I've got 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse. Lindy Boggs Hospital, original name of that hospital. Original name of the old Lindy Boggs Hospital, shuttered for 18 years now. A generation. What's that? Bienville at Doc Francis, right where Bayou St. John essentially ends in Mid-City. Bullets damaging windows at the brand new aquarium, an insectarium. It's still like $50-60 million redo, and they shoot some windows that, are thousands of dollars. Just ridiculous. cut ribbon, replace some windows. Something wrong with that. Troy Carter, DWI, test slight. A bear coming out of the Gulf, swimming up on the beach in Destin. Did you see this insanity? A bear cub, kind of, in between like a cub and a regular-sized bear. Orange Beach, multiple hammerhead sharks on this little island right by Orange Beach. Crazy stuff going on, including LSU baseball. It's been 6 years, kind of crazy. That wait, they're back in Omaha. U.S. Open golf from Los Angeles. Brett Martel will join us in the 5 o'clock powwow. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, you right.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
That's what I said. That's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread. Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto and Roland are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian and Italian cuisine. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian cooking, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets. Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
River Cities Total Maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOAAC.com is your cool spot.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store, and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" He said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. That means you, Baton Rouge, Capital City, Tiger Town. Your baseball team's heading to Omaha, Nebraska. College World Series starts Friday. Hopefully they'll be in it next weekend, too. The following weekend when it really counts. Hey, Lafayette, Cajun Country, Bayou Teche, what's going on down there? Bro Bridge, Abbeville, New Iberia, Jeanerette, Crowley, Opelousas. We got you covered over there. Wonderful Lafayette, Cajun Country. Yeah, you right. Houma, Thibodaux, Morgan City, Cutoff, Boutique, Parody, Des Allemands, got you covered. What's going on in Mandeville, Slidell, Covington, Folsom, Bush? How about Madisonville, Lacombe, Hammond, Independence, Amite? We got you covered. All over Louisiana, on radio, on television, 93.9 FM. Oh, so fine, 93.9 FM. 93.9 FM. Learn it, love it, live it. Make it one of your presets. You can also check us out on New Orleans' own 107.9 FM. 107.9 FM. From Baton Rouge to the Panhandle of Florida. That means up and down the I-10 and I-12 corridors. 600 AM, old school, the AM side of the dial. 600 AM. Lots of ways to check us out on radio. On TV statewide, Cox Channel 4. That's Your View, Louisiana. We're there 4 to 5:30, 90 minutes every weekday. Live. Spectrum, Channel 333. Just like Cox Channel 4, 4 to 5:30, weekdays, 90 minutes live. 2 big hours live streaming via our website, KaareTalks.com. Kaare spelled Kaare, KaareTalks.com. You can email us, Kaare at KaareTalks.com. And yeah, we're live on YouTube trying to grow our YouTube channel. Click to subscribe. Send the link to a friend. We're on YouTube, Corey Johnson Neutral Ground. Go to YouTube, go to the search bar, Corey Johnson Neutral Ground. A ton of stuff to talk about today. I was mentioning LSU baseball Tigers heading to Omaha. We'll discuss that with Brett Martel in about an hour, a little more than an hour, in the 5 o'clock powwow, Martel Monday. I know Kim Mulkey, who's been on this program a few times, was pushing for this. Both times I had her on the program, I mean, the first, I kind of broached it, I guess, a little bit, kind of brought up the building, and then she just went off on it. Second time I had her on the program, I was like, I've got to bring up the PMAC. $100 million in state money to renovate the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. $101 million, an amendment to the state budget bill, earmarking $101 million, like last minute, just sort of slipping this in the state budget bill, where the Tiger Athletic Foundation would get this $101 million for PMAC Enhancement Project, the PMAC Enhancement Project. What's scary about this is, besides the slipping in last minute, the LSU Board of Supervisors is a highly political, yes-oriented board. It's not a lot of Louisiana's leaders that really care about what's best for LSU and look at it fairly and objectively and look at other universities and really go with it. I mean, some of that is involved in it, but a lot of it is predetermined, pre-decided. agenda driven by the governor or somebody else that has a lot of political sway, a lot of money, a lot of donations to the school, a lot of influence. So there's just a small handful of people, a very small handful of people that are looking at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. And do you abandon that building, eventually demolish that building, free up that huge footprint right there and close to the heart of the campus, 100 yards from the Indian mounds, or do you renovate that building to the tune of apparently $100 million? Ole Miss has a field house, a new gym called the Pavilion. It cost them like $98 million. It holds about 9,600 for basketball, right under 10,000 for basketball. It's brand new. It's really nice. It's fairly state-of-the-art. Really nice building for Ole Miss. LSU wants to spend an equal amount of money renovating the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. Not how much of a renovation are you talking about? Because if you're talking about producing coveted club-level seats down low, suites behind those, and then upper-level seats for the general public and students, then you're on to something. But if you're simply renovating the existing building, keeping the same concourses, keeping the same amount of seats on the lower bowl, same amount of seats on the upper bowl, not really adding any significant number of suites or anything that really resembles true club seating or the amenities behind the scenes that contribute to that, I think you might just be spinning your wheels, wasting your time. Old building, old shell, 50 plus years old. Do you renovate? And I'm not against it, but there better be a hell of a lot of thought and preparation and money spent on what the designs would look like, because it's got to have many more lower level seats and less upper level seats, a lot more that are basket to basket, sideline, side court seats that are A, B, and C club level seats right on top of the action, seeing it from the side. Then you have lower behind the basket seats, floor seats, all kind of stuff. And then above those expensive seats, the lower bowl, with your club and expensive tickets, you've got suites, dozens and dozens and dozens of suites, corporate suites. And then above that are the upper level seats. And then what happened to TAF just raising the $100 million themselves? Hey, we got to buy out Ed Ogeron's contract for $16 million and keep his mouth shut in case there's any trials on Title IX or any of these other things we may have screwed up. $16 million, that's 16% of the arena right there. Now, I'm not against a renovation of the PMAC. All I'm saying is there's a pretty good chance it could have been a decision that wasn't made wisely, politically motivated, not the best decision, made by a select few, not a lot of people getting involved, not the right people getting involved, not knowledgeable people being involved in that decision. It could easily be that. It's Louisiana, a horrible political state, and their number one toy, the politicians' number one toy is LSU. Ole Miss Pavilion, $98 million, seats 9,600 for basketball. What if LSU builds something like that that's nicer, a little bigger, plusher, more amenities, 120, 130, 140 million? You're just a little bit more than the 100 million you're talking about to renovate the PMAC. And then to get the basketball arena built first, athletic department, Hey, when the PMAC comes down, that'll be the spot for the new $150+ million modern, futuristic, top-of-the-line, state-of-the-art library for LSU, possibly. Talking about building it right by Tiger Stadium, over by engineering over there, by that part of Tiger Stadium, I guess the old area where they do all the maintenance and kind of where all the trucks are kept and kind of heating and cooling and everything's all over there, kind of that area over there. That's where they were talking about building the new library. So it wouldn't be that far away. Anyway, love to hear from you. 766-9480. No, Kim Mulkey's right. This basketball coach, a future basketball coach, if that program's winning, like baseball, women's basketball, football appear to be going, you get men's hoops on board. Yeah, the PMAC, you need a fully renovated PMAC where it becomes a totally brand new, modernized building, just keeping the old shell. And by the way, it would require a new roof because the roof leaks like crazy. Or do you build a new arena? There's talk of building it where Bernie Moore Track is, building a new Bernie Moore Track where out by baseball and softball and women's soccer, across Nicholson Drive towards the river. I love historical Bernie Moore Track. I don't know if you want to get rid of that. Anyway, yeah, lots of things to talk about. Need a lot of people, smart people, people that get it. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday.
Game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
For over 20 years, serving healthy, fresh, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine, Lebanon's Cafe. In the Carrollton section of Uptown on the streetcar line, Wednesday through Monday, 11 a.m. to 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today and we'll meet our competitive prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Milwaukee Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Thanks for checking us out. Corey Johnson with you. Hey, I've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse. 5 area locations just in time for this Sunday, Father's Day. Father's Day is this Sunday, gals. Yakamain, where did that come from? Where did Yakamain come from? Give me the answer to that. I've got 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse for you. Known for producing the first granulated sugar in Louisiana. Some say that's a boring question. Hint, hint. I don't think it's boring at all. Known for producing the first granulated sugar in Louisiana. Rouse's Markets phone lines, if you know the answer to either one of those questions, 766-9480. 766-9480. A Fox 8 report, Mid-City neighbors beyond frustrated on the 18 years of sitting blighted, the old Lindy Boggs Hospital. I'll squeeze another $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate out of that story and get a question out of it. Lindy Boggs Hospital, original name of that hospital before it was called Lindy Boggs. 766-9480. You got answers to any of those questions? I got 50 big bucks for you at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. 766-9480. 766-9480. No, neighbors are ticked off. 18 years, that hospital on Bienville, old Jeff Davis, Bienville, and Doc Francis Parkway, just been sitting there blighted. Some of the area behind it, going towards Carrollton down Bienville, has been developed. Right next door, I think it's St. Catherine's old, I was about to say old folks home, assisted living or retirement community. And then behind that, you've got some new apartments. You've got some other stuff, some, I don't want to say it's not light industrial at all, but some, businesses and the like, leading to that Carrollton corner of Bienville and Carrollton, where you've got a lot of development right there. From the Rouses to the barbecue joint behind the Jefferson Feed and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that developed post-Katrina in that area. You would think that Lindy Boggs Hospital would have been part of that, but no. Rouse's Markets phone lines are open, 766-9480. 766-9480. Name of that old Lindy Boggs Hospital. Yakamain, where did that come from? Known for producing the first granulated sugar in Louisiana. Rouse's Markets phone line LSU basketball needs $100 million for the arena. Got no problem with that. Don't know if it goes into renovating the PMAC or it goes towards building something brand new from the ground up. What I do know for sure, the $150+ million library and the demolition of that ugly, dilapidated, broken Middleton library in the middle of the quad, that's first priority. That's first priority. You eliminate the Middleton library. You build a brand new state-of-the-art 2028, 2035 futuristic, modern college university library that's as state-of-the-art as any brand new soccer facility, as state-of-the-art as the LSU football locker room is to other college football locker rooms. That library's like that. And then you build a brand new field house, Pete Maravich Assembly Center. You keep that name, of course, a field house, an arena, whatever it is, 10,000, 12,000, 14,000. Renovate the PMAC, whatever, but it's got to be done right. It has to be done first class. It's about generating funds for the athletic program. It's lots of lower bowl seats. The Smoothie King Center has that problem right now for the Pelicans. Not enough club seats, not enough lower bowl seats, not enough lower suites, no bunker suites. A lot of things the modern arenas have. Some have suites on one side and seats on the other side. So there's a lot more money that could be generated from a modern arena for the Pelicans, and that one's fairly modern. The PMAC's more than twice the age of the New Orleans arena. About twice the age. New Orleans Arena, 25 years old. PMAC, about 50. Whole other era or two back. Let's head to the phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. We head to the Carrollton neighborhood. That's my neck of the woods. Rodney joins us on the program. What up, Rodney?
How are you today?
Doing well, man. I love that Carrollton neighborhood. Isn't that the best neighborhood in the city? I honestly do, man. It's like it's a little town. You got Oak Street, Maple Street, Willow. You know,
all the way up to the city.
You can take River Road into Metairie to Causeway if you got to go that way. You can go St. Charles. You can go, Claiborne. And now, Rodney, with the paving they're doing on some of these streets, believe it or not, you can traverse like in between Carrollton and Broadway now on some of those streets without beating up your car.
Yeah, very few of them you can drive now without beating up your car.
No, you're right, but at least they're paving a few. Plum Street, a few others I noticed.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's happening in the Carrollton section of New Orleans, Rodney?
Not a whole lot, but the repair of the streets, that's the big thing. That's still a big thing.
Yep. What's on your mind?
No, I call to answer the question about the name of the hospital, the Lindy Boggs Hospital before.
Yeah. What was it originally? What's that?
Someone answered that already?
Yeah, what was it originally known as?
Mercy Hospital.
Mercy Hospital.
The Daughters of Mercy or something like that.
Rodney, you are correct.
Yeah, you're right.
Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
Got 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse. You can hit the Mid-City location, I would guess the easiest. Or if you want to go down River Road into Metairie, they got that location as well.
I'm familiar with the one in this city.
There you go. 50 big bucks coming your way, Rodney. Don't go anywhere, Rodney. Hang on. That's Rodney in the Carrollton section of Uptown New Orleans. He's heading to the Woodhouse, Lindy Boggs Hospital, a.k.a. Mercy Hospital. Mercy Hospital. Mercy. Old Mercy Hospital. 18 years that building is just sat empty. Just something wrong with that. Rodney in Carrollton is heading to the Woodhouse. Yucca, Maine, where did that come from? 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Known for producing the first granulated sugar in Louisiana. Who was that? Give me the answer. I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse Day Spa. 5 area locations, 766-9480. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday. Every day on radio, on television, live streaming, YouTube. We do it from the Buddy Diliberto River Cities Total Maintenance Studios. River Cities Total Maintenance, your air conditioning experts. 94 degrees, feels like 101 in New Orleans. River Cities Total Maintenance has you covered if your AC just doesn't seem to be pumping out the cold like it did last year. Making a funny noise or sound, making you nervous, or worse, not working at all. The pros at River Cities Total Maintenance, they're there. And they're there today, this afternoon, tonight, getting your AC working right now. I'm just going to make it short and quick. They're honest air conditioning experts that come immediately. You don't want to get ripped off. You want people that know what they're doing, and you want them to come immediately because your air conditioning isn't working right. You get all three with River Cities Total Maintenance. Fair and Honest Lucas and the boys. Find them at NOLAAC.com. 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 You need air conditioning help? River Cities Total Maintenance. NOLAAC.com. Corey Johnson with you from the Buddy Diliberto River Cities Total Maintenance Studios. Yeah, you're right. On a Monday where it is 94, where it feels like 101 in New Orleans, feels like 101 in Slidell, Lakefront 103, Gulfport and Bogalusa 104 right now feels like. Yikes. Yikes. Father's Day Sunday, don't forget, $100 million in state money to renovate the PMAC in Baton Rouge. Fox 8 report, Mid-City neighbors beyond frustrated with Old Mercy Hospital sitting idle for 18 years. Bullets damage the windows, some windows at the brand new Aquarium Insectarium on the river. Cut the ribbon and then have to replace windows right away. LSU baseball heading to Omaha. NBA playoffs could end tonight, the finals. U.S. Open golf, toughest test in golf from Los Angeles Country Club starting Thursday. Brett Martel will join us in the 5 o'clock power hour. You join us next. Corey Johnson with you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets has daily lunch specials Monday through Friday, and their entire lunch menu is available too. Open 11 a.m. through 2:30 p.m. For the finest in Sicilian and Italian cuisine, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, WoodhouseSpas.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what,
It all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
That's what I said. That's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you on a Monday afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. You know, a new PMAC isn't just for LSU. Baton Rouge, that Centraplex, the River Center, that's not as old as the PMAC, but it's only about 10 years newer. It's been renovated. I mean, it's a keeper. It's not like you demolish that building, but it would be retrofitted into doing something else entirely. And a new PMAC would also be a venue for Baton Rouge, attracting lots of concerts. Look what the New Orleans Arena brings in, the Smoothie King Center. It's because of its size, location, everything that contributes to that segment of concerts that require that amount of seats, that type of venue. It puts New Orleans in the rotation. The UNO Lakefront Arena has a nice niche. This would put Baton Rouge in that rotation possibly, plus for a bunch of other things for the city of Baton Rouge outside of LSU men and women's basketball and gymnastics, LSU sports. It would be for more than that. It would be for Baton Rouge as well. And then tearing down the PMAC, boy, you free up a green space there. Could be like a Champion Square type thing right next to Tiger Stadium, tailgating and the like. Anyway, just interesting how so many questions need to be answered. It's typical Louisiana politics. Insane. And the number one thing, the LSU library. Library first, PMAC second. Gail is in St. Gabriel, in between New Orleans and LSU. What's up, Gail?
Oh, everything's great here. We're Omaha bound. So
yeah, how about that? How about them Tigers?
How about them? Yes, indeed. You're continuing to churn out an extraordinary show. And thank you.
Thanks, Gail. Thanks for that input.
Yes. Listen, I'd like to try to answer one of the questions, unless it has been previously answered. It was the one about the sugar. However, could you rephrase that one last time for me, or no?
Known for producing the first granulated sugar in Louisiana.
Okay, are you looking for a location or the name of the sugar?
Well, it's interesting that you say that. I was really looking for the person that came up with the that granulated sugar in Louisiana first, the individual, and then the location would be great. If I was gonna ask where Blank's sugar refinery was, where he was doing this, Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I'll give it a stab, but I think I know I can't give you the name of the person who invented it. But I was going to respond Colonial.
What's Colonial? Oh, the name of the sugar?
Yes.
Gotcha. No, Gail, I honestly don't know. I like your way of thinking. I'm going to tighten you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate anyway, but that isn't really what I'm looking for.
Okay. And that was located near Destin.
Okay. Well, and I know the location of where the granulated sugar first took place was not Destin, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to get you a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate anyway. All right, Gail?
Gee, thanks.
Yeah,
You're great.
Hey, Gail, hang on, all right?
I shall.
That's Gail in St. Gabriel. Jason's going to get some info from you, Gail, and we'll get you a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. What individual, which person is known for producing the first granulated sugar in Louisiana? And yeah, where it took place, if you know that, fantastic. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. That's how you participate in the program. There are over 60 Rouses, over 60 years of Rouse's Markets, 20 plus in Metro New Orleans. That means a third of all Rouses are in Metro New Orleans. That means if you live in Metro New Orleans, there's a Rouse's near you. There are 3 Rouse's within 10 minutes of me, 10 minutes or less, 3 Rouse's. And there's a 4th location that's under 7 minutes away. Yeah, the Gulf Coast's grocery store, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, New Orleans grocery store. Tastes like home, Rouse's Markets. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday afternoon. Yeah, you right. Brett Martel will join us in the 5 o'clock powwow. You heard our caller from St. Gabriel. Tigers are Omaha bound. We'll talk about that. Plus $100 million to renovate the PMAC. Brett Martel will discuss all of that stuff. NBA Finals could end tonight. U.S. Open Golf starts Thursday from Los Angeles Country Club. The MLS, Messi going to Miami? That's insane. Inter Miami, an MLS club, landing. This is like Pele going to the Cosmos in the late 70s type of news. Legendary, historic, one of the greatest to ever play. We'll talk with Brett Martel about all that good stuff. I'm coughing I'm like the heat and humidity. Did you see I guess it was from, I don't want to speak out of line here, but was the smog from the Canada forest down here? A little of it was? What's that, Blue Boy? You were coughing, wheezing, and sneezing as well, and it was from the forest burning in Canada. We caught some of that. Yeah, I guess we get the dust from Africa. Wow. 5 o'clock powwow coming your way next. Don't move.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Breitling time, 5 p.m.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all of the time.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson.
Susan Spicer joining us on the program.
Even when they presented me the award, the people that I look up to the most, Frank was there and Donald Link was there. It does cause you to reflect back and think about your whole career.
Maybe the Celebrated Award says that to you, like I've arrived.
It certainly is kind of the ultimate honor when it comes to cooking and hospitality in New Orleans and the world.
New Orleans style talk gumbo, served daily.
Doesn't get much better than that, huh?
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
That's what I said. That's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated, Leidenheimer French bread.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
It's Rocky the Flying Squirrel.
In an open sky, a streak of gray and a cheerful...
What a great cartoon. Intelligent. And so many great sub-cartoons within the main cartoon. Dozens of great characters.
Starring that supersonic speedster, Rocket J. Squirrel.
Yes.
With his pal, Bullwinkle the Moose.
Yes.
And a host of others.
A host of others.
Hurry, Bullwinkle! The show's about to start!
I'm coming as fast as I can.
Yeah, you right. I'm coming as fast as I can. 5 o'clock power hour. Yeah, you right. Come on, Bullwinkle. Come on, Rocky. Everybody's welcome on the neutral ground. Plenty of room. Boy, a little heat and humidity on the neutral ground. This week, it's just kind of going up each and every day a little bit. High 70s, low 80s to start every single morning. That's the overnight low, the low temperatures in Metro New Orleans for the foreseeable future. High 70s, low 80s. I mean, you know the drill. Could be 2, 3 in the morning. You're getting some water. There's a thermometer like on the window. You look at it, it says 83 degrees. You're like, it's 83 at 3 a.m.? Yep, it is. And not any kind of wind, any kind of air movement. No, high 70s, low 80s to start each day. And then we creep up into the mid to high 90s each and every day for the foreseeable future, probably till like September, October, literally. It's 94, 95 degrees right now in New Orleans. Feels like 102. And that's with 51% humidity. Wait till it's 96, 97, 98 degrees instead of 94. And then it's 70, 80% humidity instead of 51. It's going to feel like $110, $112. 94 degrees feels like 102. In New Orleans, in Slidell, Lakefront 103, Bogalusa, Gulfport feels like 104 right now. Ouch. Hey, the 5 o'clock power hour brought to you by Young's Dry Cleaning. Are you tired of your dry cleaner? You get stuff dry clean and they didn't do it right. You can't wear it. Buttons still missing. Get rid of that frustration. Experience the best dry cleaner anywhere. Since 1940, a New Orleans institution, youngsdrycleaning.com. youngsdrycleaning.com. $100 million in state money to renovate the PMAC? Maybe. $101 million, an amendment to the state budget bill stuck in there last moment. It goes to the TAF, the Tiger Athletic Foundation, for the PMAC Enhancement Project. Ole Miss built their pavilion, their brand new basketball field house, seats 9,600, costs $98 million. LSU wants to pour $101 million in a 50-year-old building. Maybe that's the call. Maybe it's not. Because I know a very small number of people are working on this. A very small number of people are making the decision. And the public should have a lot of input on this. And there should be like a national fair objective company that you pay that has no stake in it except what's best. And is it renovating the existing building or going into a new building? $101 million to renovate the PMAC. I mean, it better be adding a whole lot of lower level seats. It better be adding, sideline seats in between the baskets. Club level, high quality, high quantity, generating lots of cash. Right above that, more high-end stuff, expensive stuff, suites, maybe stacked on top of each other. Then the general public, up top, upper deck, more seats down low, suites in a place that you don't have any. I mean, I guess you could keep the roof and the outer shell of the PMAC and go from there, but at that point, it's like, what's the point? The building really doesn't have any architectural significance. Some would argue it's an ugly building. But then again, you want to renovate it, and that's the smart thing to do with the money, and that's the best bang for the buck, and everybody's happy, then go that route. But I just worry, this is Louisiana politics. The biggest toy is LSU. You don't need a few folks with agendas that might have some involvement making this decision. I would lean towards a brand new building and tearing down the PMAC, freeing up that space, maybe for a new library that's state of the art with a lot of balconies and different outdoor levels for tailgating and concerts and things that complement Saturday night at Tiger Stadium, that type of thing. I don't know. Someone at a higher pay grade than me needs to look at this. And I think you have folks at a lower pay grade than me that are looking at it. LSU board members, political yes men, people with agendas, playing with the biggest political toy, LSU. Anyway, a lot of question marks. Why renovate? Maybe that's right. Maybe that's not. Why the $100 million snuck in an amendment to the state's budget last minute. On and on and on and on. Fox 8 reporting, mid-city neighbors are beyond frustrated. 18 years later, the old Mercy Hospital, old Lindy Boggs Hospital, on old Jeff Davis Parkway, now Doc Francis Parkway at Bienville, just sitting there blighted for 18 years, a generation. Come on, New Orleans. No, just New Orleans in general deserves better. That mid-city neighbor that has to deal with it deserves better. Mind-blowing that goes on. Bullets damage windows at the brand new Audubon Aquarium and Insectarium. Foot of Canal Street, foot of Poydras, right on the Mississippi River. One of our tourist attractions. Just spent, 50, 60 million? State-of-the-art aquarium, insectarium. They cut ribbons, and then they're going to replace windows right away because some jackasses unloaded their pistol, their gun on it. Just pathetic. LSU baseball Tigers heading to Omaha. U.S. Open golf. NBA playoffs, the finals. Messi to Inter Miami. MLS soccer. Yeah, that Messi. Brett Martel, a Martel Monday. He'll join us in about 20 minutes to fill us in on all of that. A bear coming out of the Gulf of Mexico. A bear. Black bear coming out of the Gulf onto the beach in Destin. Orange Beach. Multiple hammerhead sharks in this 3 feet of water. This Robinson Island in Orange Beach where, little paddle boats and pontoon boats and the little party barges pull up and drop anchor in 3, 4, 5 feet of water, crystal clear water, and hang out. Hammerheads over there. The bear coming out of the Gulf onto Destin Beach. That's a little crazy, to say the least. Hey, the 5 o'clock powwow on this Monday brought to you by Friend and Company Fine Jewelers on Maple Street, in between Broadway and Carrollton. Go see Ken Friend tomorrow. An unexpected gift for her. It's Father's Day Sunday, guys. Give her a gift on Father's Day. An unexpected gift for her is a Grand Slam home run. Real diamonds, natural diamonds, not 3-week-old lab-created man-made diamonds, not at Friend and Company Fine Jewelers, real diamonds, natural diamonds on Maple Street, in between Broadway and Carrollton, 5 o'clock powwow, brought to you by Friend and Company Fine Jewelers. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, Father's Day this Sunday. Hey, the Rouse's Markets phone lines are open at 766-9480. Yucca, Maine, where did that come from? I got 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse if you have an answer. 766-9480. And known for producing the first granulated sugar in Louisiana. You got answers? I got 50 bucks at the Woodhouse. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store, and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" He said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend and Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
That's what I said. That's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Served in New Orleans' finest restaurants, Leidenheimer French bread.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto and Roland are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian and Italian cuisine. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian cooking, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Lebanon's Cafe, Wednesday through Monday night. That means they're open right now. They go from 11 a.m. till 9:30 at night, Wednesday through Monday. They're not open tomorrow, Tuesday. The only day of the week they're closed. But they're open right now. They go till 9:30 tonight. After 7:30, you probably can dine outside at Lebanon's. Under the green awning, under the oak trees, they got the outdoor fans. I ate lunch today outside at Fausto's at 11:15, and I was not sweating or perspiring. I'm not going to sit out there and suffer and sweat. And let me get through this and hope I don't sweat. If I was slightly uncomfortable, I would have gone inside. I don't know how I pulled it off. Just wasn't that hot. Might not be that hot tonight. Lebanon's Cafe, or dine inside. Comfortable, cool, 72 degrees, air conditioned. To-go orders. Lamb chops, Middle Eastern sides. You won't be disappointed. They're open now till 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn. Monday afternoon. Heat and humidity week. Summer arriving. I mean, the solstice, I guess, is what? June 21st, 22nd, a week and a half away, 10 days away. Summer's here. Every morning, high 70s, low 80s to start. No 68 degrees, no 72. Like 78 to 83 to start your day. And then we creep on up into the mid-90s, like right now, 95. And then feels like north of 100, like right now. And we're going to roll with this probably till like late September, October. Summer has officially arrived. Hey, I got 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse Day Spa for you. Yakamain, where did that come from? Rouse's Markets phone lines to participate, 766-9480. Hey, no search engines, no intranet device. You either know the answer or you don't. 766-9480. Yakamain, where did that come from? Known for producing the first granulated sugar in Louisiana. Some would say it's a boring question. I don't think it's boring at all. Hint, hint. 766-9480. Who is the individual known for producing the first granulated sugar in Louisiana? We got an answer to Lindy Boggs Hospital, original name. Old Mercy Hospital, known as Mercy Hospital. Fox 8 has a story, Mid-City neighbors beyond frustrated, that Old Mercy Hospital, Lindy Boggs Hospital, has been abandoned, blighted property for 18 years now. Over 18 years. Almost a couple of decades. A generation. It's absolute insanity, New Orleans. How is that not back into commerce in some way? How can just a blighted building just sit there year in, year out, decade in, almost decade out, 18 years now? Crazy. Neighbors should be ticked off. Some legislators slip in a $101 million addition to the state's budget, $100+ million in state money to renovate the Pete Maravich Assembly Center, the LSU athletic facility on the campus in Baton Rouge. $101 million. an amendment to the state budget bill. The money will go to TAF, the Tiger Athletic Foundation, for the, quote, PMAC Enhancement Project, $101 million. The $150+ million library has to be first priority. Louisiana and LSU, our legislators, the state as a whole, the university, can't continue and embarrass itself. You can't go drop $100 million on renovating the PMAC when Middleton Library still stands in the middle of the quad. Get the $150+ million library built, and then renovate the PMAC. And then lots of questions there. Why the last minute deal with the legislators? Why sneak it in? Why the deviant behavior? Why $101 million to renovate the PMAC? Why not $101 million towards a new arena? Then you consider Baton Rouge, a city that needs an arena for their own personal use. They could use the one at LSU, the new arena, to bring in concerts and shows and conventions, tourism type stuff, because the old River Center, Centraplex, that thing's 25, 30 years old. That doesn't cut it. And the PMAC, obviously even older, that doesn't cut it. Now, look at the Smoothie King Center, much newer, like 25 years old instead of 50 like the PMAC. Still a shortage of high-quality lower bowl seats. There aren't enough lower bowl seats in general. There aren't enough from basket to basket on the sideline. The club seats, the expensive lower bowl down by the court seats. You don't have that, optimum number for the Smoothie King Center. You don't have enough suites at the Smoothie King Center. That's at an arena that's 25 years old. That there's a loss of revenue for the Pelicans organization compared to other NBA teams because there's a limit on what the arena can produce because of its limitation of lower bowl seats, only X amount of club seats, suites, etc. The PMAC has none of that. There's no quality courtside seats, not a good number of them. Lower bowl's terrible. There's no club. There are no suites, 0 suites at the PMAC. So I don't know what kind of renovation you're talking about, where you keep the walls and the roof and you build something inside that has all the things I just mentioned. At that point, are you better off building something brand new? And that Baton Rouge gets some use out of it. Anyway, too many questions that need to be answered. And the number one thing, build the library first. At least break ground, have that going. A Fox 8 report about the Lindy Boggs Hospital sitting blighted for almost 20 years. Troy Carter's DWI test slight, the no DWI, it just sort of smoothed over, just rolling on by. The mayor jumps in to defend that. Reports of slurred speech, not walking properly, with his son, smashing into a tree. Bullets damage windows at the brand new Aquarium of the Americas Insectarium redo. What was it, $50-60 million? I mean, how much are the windows? I mean, it's some huge pane glass window that's gigantic. Probably costs thousands and thousands of dollars. Could be like a $10,000 window. Who knows? Some jackass kid pulls out a gun and unloads on the new renovated building. Cut ribbon, replace windows. My God. Ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, a bear. Have you seen this on social media? A bear coming to shore at Destin Beach. Crazy. And then Orange Beach had multiple hammerheads, sharks swimming in a area that folks swim in, this little Robinson Island right at Orange Beach, 3, 4, 5 feet of water where pontoon boats and the like sit out there. You got to just stand there. It's like chest high and water's crystal clear. Not when hammerheads are swarming around. A handful of them, too. Like, I counted at least 8 or so, 6 or 8. Might have been more. And that's just, I saw like 2 or 3 different videos, and there were a lot more from a lot of other boaters shooting. I didn't watch it all and count. Hey, every day this program on radio, oh so fine, 93.9 FM. On TV, Cox Channel 4 television, Spectrum Channel 333 television. As a matter of fact, TV audience, it's 5:30. So we say adios until mañana, 4 to 5:30 weekdays. Cox Channel 4 right here. Spectrum Channel 333 right here. See you tomorrow. But we continue on radio, 93.9 FM till 6 o'clock. Live streaming, KaareTalks.com till 6 o'clock. On YouTube, Corey Johnson Neutral Ground till 6 o'clock. It's always brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. I'm surrounded by it. Lamarck Ford, Lamarck Lincoln. The big store, Lamarck Ford, for nearly 50 years. Number 1 Ford dealership in the region. Lamarck Lincoln, right away. Number 1 Lincoln dealership in the state of Louisiana. Ronnie Lamarck from Araby Park taking care of you. At the Lamarck Automotive Complex on the car corner, Williams Boulevard and I-10 in Kennebra, right on the corner, right on the price. And don't forget, across the parish by the river, the legendary Ford truck and SUV dealership, Crescent City Ford, now under the Lamarck umbrella. Every day this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. And now Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday. Heat and humidity week, huh? It's getting hot out there. We start off the mornings. It's harsh. The low temperatures, high 70s to low 80s. That's our lows. High 70s to low 80s now. And then our highs, mid to high 90s. And then the feel like north of 100 gimmick. Yikes. Yikes. Brett Martell's going to join us in a few minutes to talk about bears coming on the beach in Destin. No, he's not. Brett's with the AP for 25 years. He'll join us to talk about the Omaha-bound LSU baseball Tigers. NBA Finals could end tonight in Denver. U.S. Open golf starts Thursday from Los Angeles Country Club, the coveted North Course. Major League Soccer landing Messi? Really? I mean, your boy who went to Beckham, it's nothing. It's nothing. That's nothing. Beckham might not be a top 50 all-time greatest player. Probably 50, but I guess at his prime, but, you know, Messi's top 5 of all time. You know, it's just like Major League Soccer got him. He's playing in Miami, that international market. Pretty cool. Brett Martell's covered World Cups. He'll join us in a few minutes to discuss that and a lot more. Now, I love these U.S. Open commercials from Los Angeles Country Club, which we haven't seen a lot. Very private club, very hard to get in. Couple hundred members, that's it. All multimillionaires. A lot of these types of clubs, they run the year, then they figure out what they spent, then they divide that by the numbers of members, and that's the bill you get. But they have a great shot of a couple of comedians, and one's talking to one down in a trap, and they finally bring the camera closer, and he looks up. Trap's got to be 10 feet deep off the fairway. Like ride the cart accidentally in the trap off the fairway, and you might die. Anyway, U.S. Open, toughest test in golf. Thick, high, rough. Game of golf. Should be fun to watch. Boy, how fired up is the city of Omaha? LSU's coming back for the first time in 6 years. It used to be, and I'm not making this up, it isn't anymore the case. But 20, 25 years ago, I'd have on like the Chamber of Commerce person from Omaha. they would say LSU and its fans would have more of an economic impact than the other 7 teams in Omaha. LSU and its fans would have a bigger economic impact on the city of Omaha than the other 7 teams and their teams and fans. That's almost hard to believe. Now, that was 20, 25 years ago. New stadium, new event, explosive growth, programs from all around the country investing in baseball. Some, a handful, maybe a dozen or 2, actually earning a profit running baseball. College sports, you've got football makes money for a few dozen programs. That's it. Every other college program loses money. Of the few dozen programs where football makes money, half of them lose money overall. And then just a handful make money, like LSU. Football covers football expenses, covers baseball, covers women's sports, all other sports. LSU men's basketball makes a profit. LSU men's baseball makes a profit. Kind of the model that everyone looks at. Might be the number one profit-making team. Makes about $1 million a year. Basketball might make $3, $4 million, $5 million a year. Football makes tens of millions of dollars a year and funds the entire athletic program at LSU and makes a profit. Anyway, a lot of teams are following LSU's lead, but huge fan base. LSU is in the top 30 in America in professional baseball attendance. In baseball attendance. Little Freudian slip. They outdraw about 2 or 3 Major League Baseball teams like the Tampa Bay Rays or the Florida Marlins, the Oakland Athletics. LSU outdraws them on average attendance in baseball. A college team. LSU might be like 27th, 28th in America in average attendance, with only Major League Baseball teams averaging more. It's crazy. Anyway, they're heading to Omaha. The folks in Omaha, first trip in 6 years, 2017. LSU fans love that more. The only folks that love it as much, probably the city of Omaha people who are like, we're getting a huge injection. Tourist dollars. These LSU folks come. They come ready to party. They spend a lot of money. No, huge. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday. Hey, why aren't you at Katie's right now? What a great place to check out Omaha. All of college baseball at Katie's in Mid-City. The quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant with a ton of big flat screen TVs. Don't forget about Francesca Deli, another place to watch baseball. Scott Craig, the owner, operator, head chef, loves college sports. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria in Lakeview. And yeah, why aren't you at Katie's in Mid-City right now?
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto and Roland are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian and Italian cuisine. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian cooking, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
Never say this, total maintenance keeps you cool. Never say this, total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
As New Orleans as the mighty Mississippi, Corey Johnson.
The old miss, the old man.
On 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
Big River, my home is over Jordan.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans' grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Hey guys, it's Frank Smith from LasVegasGambling.com with your weekend 5-star lock of the week, lock of the week, lock of the week. Take the Lakers and the points over the Clippers. Sell the house, sell the boat, sell your children. Send grandma away and take the money. Put everything you've got on this 5-star selection. It's the Lakers over the Clippers, and we've also got a fantastic 5-star parlay as well. Call us now, 888-555-7777. It's Frank Smith, a.k.a. The Hammer, from LasVegasGambling.com. Do it now, now, now.
I just laid down gobs of money with Frank, a.k.a. the Hammer Smith. And I think I'm going to win lots of money, and it's going to change my life. Gambling can change your life, too. There are definitely more winners than losers. The casinos and the gambling people love to give the money away. I highly recommend just spending your money on that. Next week, we talk about drugs and alcohol, and high levels of that consumption can be a real plus. Oh, boy. There's one station I tune in every now and then, and you can play a little game. Just punch the button. See how long. First off, chances are they're in a commercial break. See how long it takes before you hear either a gambling commercial or a personal injury lawyer commercial. It's mind-blowing. Hey, this guy's been with the Associated Press for over 25 years. His name's Brett Martel. We call it a Martel Monday. He joins us on the program again. What's up, Brett?
Hey, Corey. How you doing?
Good, man. Can you hear? You were at the deafening box over the weekend, weren't you?
I was. And, the volume's definitely up. They had a lot to care about it. I mean, they outscored them 22-3.
Yep. Hey, let's get the junk out of the way. What was the delay about the weather thing? Jay Johnson just wants Skeens to go the entire way, right?
Well, I think that that's what he wanted. It wasn't really his decision, but, both coaches in this series had a lot of respect for each other. And so, I think that when the weather people and the NCAA officials saw that there was consensus among the coaches as to what to do there, also based on the forecast, they tried to pick a time that where there would least likely be a significant delay.
Right.
And it was just funny that the time they picked, the rain finally arrived at that time. It was sunny out right until the time they picked, and then they had to delay it another basically 2 hours. So the game started at 9 o'clock. But so a 7-hour delay. Not ideal for the fans for sure, but at least they made a delay where they could close the park, get everybody out, tell them to come back and rescan, not have everybody stuck there for 7 hours before the game even started.
Yep. Hey, the good thing, 14-0. LSU just ripped Kentucky. That delay didn't do a thing to the Tigers.
No, not at all. And Skeens did a good job, I think, remaining, in like good condition to throw through all that delay, as well as mentally dialed in.
Yep.
He wasn't quite as overpowering as he usually is. He had 9 strikeouts. I think it was maybe like the 4th time this year that he didn't have at least 10. But still, shutout ball.
Yep.
I think he had only allowed 1 walk and then 4 hits. So, he'll be starting in Omaha now, which was kind of his dream. And not only that, I mean, he might get 2 or 3 starts in Omaha. And if he gets 2, he's probably going to break Ben McDonald's record from 1989 of 202 strikeouts in one season.
Yeah, and doing it with a lot less innings pitched.
Yeah, if he gets 3 starts, then it's virtually guaranteed.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're visiting with Brett Martel from the Associated Press. Crowds, 11,000, 12,000 each game. Yesterday's game, a lot different from game 1, but the Tigers do take care of business in 2 games, doesn't go to 3. Kentucky doesn't win 1. A little closer last night, but Guidry getting it done, a reliever for LSU, and a great scene afterwards with his dad.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a pretty bright future, and the funny thing is he was really kind of a shortstop coming out of high school.
Yeah, third base, shortstop. He that's what he mostly played, barely pitched.
Yeah, but just a good athlete, competent player, and obviously moment wasn't too big for him. So it'll be interesting to see how his career develops. But yeah, he did pretty well. Now, I mean, I got to tell you, there was that I'm trying to remember the guy's name. It had a difficult name for Kentucky. He hit a ball down the line that was foul by maybe.
It went about 2 inches foul.
Yeah, and it was 2 outs. So the guy on first was running on contact. The other guy was on third. It might have tied the game.
Yep.
And 2 pitches later, he got him. He struck him out looking on a curveball.
Yep. No, it's so close how the game can change just like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Brett, we've got Tennessee, Southern Miss playing, and then whoever wins that regional, that's who LSU will play in Omaha. Is that right?
I believe that's the way it's matched up, yeah.
I think it's 10. I mean, boy, SEC teams knocking out SEC teams. You know,
right?
It's
At
terrible.
some point, yeah.
I mean, I guess they don't want to see all SEC in Omaha, but they're going to see some. Do you have any idea when LSU is expected to play either the Tennessee Vols or Southern Miss? Golden Eagles?
I don't know. I haven't seen that yet, but it could be as early as Friday.
Yeah, Friday would be the earliest. Exactly.
They got done on Sunday. They're traveling Wednesday at 9 a.m. It could be on Friday.
Anything else, Brett, since you were at those games? Anything you like to mention before we move on to other topics?
I think that Dylan Cruz, is interesting because, not just because he's the consensus first pick in the MLB draft next month, but because, he had a bit of a slump at the end of the regular season. He's clearly pulled out of it. And for the 5 games that LSU has played in the NCAA tournament, and they won all 5, Cruz is batting .579. And he's also, walked 8 times.
Yep.
So he's getting on base a lot. And then, he was 1 for 2 last night. Well, the one time that he didn't get a hit, he drove in a run on a fielder's choice.
No, and he was walked 4 times last night, I think,
four times, and I was surprised he wasn't walked 5. I thought they were big.
No, they should have walked him a 5th time. That was a mistake. Load the bases and work from there.
Right. I thought they would not pitch to him at that point because they had already had the wild pitch, right? He came up with the bases with a wild pitch, first bases open, and then they still continue to pitch to him, and he punished him. And that's just like example number 1 of what kind of hitter he's become. You can't make a mistake against him. So,
Brett, it's not like the olden days. I remember 25 years ago, I'd get the Chamber of Commerce people on from Omaha, and they'd be like, LSU by themselves, they have more of an economic impact than the other 7 teams. That isn't the case anymore. But it's still got to be a significant percentage. These bar, restaurant, business owners in Omaha are like, yes, LSU's back for the first time in 6 years. Major economic impact for us. We can feel it.
Yeah, I think that they're probably going to be happy. That LSU travels really well, and their fans are there to party as well as to watch baseball and make a lot of noise.
Yep.
And also to cook,
Yeah.
And I think the locals love it, some of those tailgating scenes. I think that the LSU tailgaters on the road are pretty good ambassadors for the state overall.
Oh, no, you're right. You're right. We should be a retirement community haven with all those cats. You're right.
I know. So, the other thing I was going to mention about this LSU team that I find fascinating is, they're now at 133 home runs on the season, surpassing the 1996, Gorilla Ball team.
Wow.
At 300 or 131. Now there were still 2 teams. They're not going to reach the other. They're third all time now. This current LSU team.
That's amazing.
Home runs in the season. They're not going to match 1997 where there was 188, and they're not going to probably match 1998 when there was 157. I think I have that right. I might have it backwards, but either way, but they surpassed the 96 team, which won a national title. And the thing is, those 3 teams, I think that when they changed the bats about 20 years ago to make them just a little less explosive, these metal bats, I think people thought, well, that's, college baseball has changed. And that probably wasn't quite 20 years ago, but, it was right around there. I think it was like somewhere around 2010. People are like, well, we'll never see that again. Those Gorilla Ball teams from the 1990s have just hit, 130 plus home runs. Well, this one managed to at least, do more than the 96 team. That's a lot. It's a lot of home runs. They had 6 home runs in the first game of the series against Kentucky, and then another one last night. So 7 in the series. And that's the other thing is that the lineup. The batting lineup is loaded. I think the only question with LSU's baseball team is how well the pitching will hold up after schemes.
Yeah. You don't want to lose early. It's down to college baseball's Elite Eight. LSU back to Omaha for the first time in 6 years. Hey, Brett, will you be covering LSU in Omaha, or they'll just send the other AP guy from up there to do it?
Yeah, we have Eric Olson, who's based in Nebraska and does it every year.
Yep.
But I've been sending him notes from this weekend series. I'm going to probably crank out at least one feature before they start playing, before they leave here on Wednesday.
Yep.
And, and then that'll be it for me. I won't cover them again for the rest of this season. Eric Olson will have it.
Nice.
I think he's looking forward to seeing LSU back there as well. He knows they're an exciting team with a coach with an interesting story. Jay Johnson has never won a national title, but he's been in the College World Series twice.
Yep. So, no, he's familiar with Omaha. That's a huge plus. Now he's got a team that can win it all. But boy, Schlossnagle, the former Tulane coach under Rick Jones at TCU, they've got a powerhouse. There are a lot of teams out there that look like they're pretty good. Hey, Brett. No, go ahead.
Tom Walter, the former UNO coach, Tom Walter is Wake Forest coach.
Yeah, no, that's right. You're right. Yeah, Wake slipping in there with Virginia, a couple of ACC teams, and they knocked each other. I think Virginia knocked out Duke, ACC versus ACC. Hey, Brett, tonight the Nuggets are at home. They lead the Heat 3-1. Does Denver end the NBA season tonight? Do they become champs?
Well, it certainly looks that way. It's always hard to predict these things.
No, but Butler could have an extension type game where he goes off for 50 and pulls it into a game 6.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I would just say the percentages favor Denver at this point.
Yeah, I don't think they want to go back to Miami either.
Well, probably not, but they did well in Miami.
Yep.
That's the thing. That's what, they're coming back to Denver after having won 2 in Miami. They did drop. The only game they dropped was game 2 in Denver.
Yep.
So we'll just have to see. Basketball is often predictable, but can be funny at times, because especially these days where you have teams that shoot so much from outside, and if they just have a bad shooting night for whatever reason, it's such a precise art, the 3-pointer.
What do you think the spread, Brett? I'm guessing. I'm going to say like Denver by only like 4.5 or 5. That's my guess. You have any prediction on that? Where I think normally it might be like 10.
It's funny. It could either be if things go bad for Miami and the game gets out of hand, it could be a blowout. But I would expect, just the way Miami's played the entire postseason, the way Jimmy Butler's played, for them to make the Nuggets work for it. So I think that I would more likely be inclined to go with the spread like you had in the single digits.
It's 8. It's 8. Anyway, 7:30 tonight. It's on ABC. Denver can close it out. Hey, Brett, in Los Angeles, this Los Angeles Country Club, this North Course, they say you might have a better chance getting on at Augusta than playing Los Angeles Country Club. Like 200 members. This course, though, has long been coveted by the PGA and USGA. And they're going to play the U.S. Open starting Thursday at the North Course at Los Angeles Country Club. I like the U.S. Open, just generally speaking. Toughest test in golf, narrow fairways, thick, nasty rough, slick greens, just the toughest test, almost borderline unfair, but it's not. And this course that I don't know anything about, that we've rarely seen, that everyone loves, that knows these things, that knows these great courses. It's one of the top 15, top 20 in America. That just jacks it up to another level.
Right. No, it should be very interesting. Interesting year in golf. Again, it's a major. All the big players are going to be there, and obviously they've merged now, so I guess all the big players will be,
Yep.
at a lot more tournaments. And that's a whole other discussion, I guess.
No, LIV could just could possibly go away. You never know. Hey, Brett, I got like 20 seconds. I want to get your take since you've been to World Cups. Messi to Inter Miami, MLS. What a grab. You got about 15 seconds.
Well, yeah, he's one of the most extraordinary figures in the history of the sport. So it's great for U.S. audiences to be able to see him, even on the back end of his career.
Yep.
When he's playing against American level, MLS level soccer, he's still going to be able to do a lot of the playmaking and scoring that he's, produced in that way that he's
Yep.
in the past.
Yep. It's like Pele in the 70s to New York. It's crazy. Brett, a pleasure. We'll check your stuff out via the AP. We'll see you next week.
All right. Take care, Corey.
That's Brett Martel. That's Blue Boy saying see you tomorrow, straight up 4 o'clock Tuesday. Be there.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Breitling time, 6 p.m.